This morning on Lovo Plus.
Right, great to have you join us this morning on the show, the breakfast show, of course, which brings you all kinds of information, good information, inspiring information, information that you can use, information that could keep you on top. All of that and then some. But it's the Wednesday edition of it, the midweek edition of the show. So we say it's a pleasure to have you here. My name is Zoe Okafor. Great to have you here.
Hello there, great to have you join us. Well, if you're just joining the show, you're in time for our discussion on this morning. Today, quite interesting one, I might say, and giving you the thrust of today's discussion stems from the statement made by the National Orientation Agency DG, Garba Abari, saying, stop referring to Nigeria as Naija. Now, a brief history says in 2010, the federal government condemned in strong terms the use of Naija in the place of Nigeria, saying that such usage was uncharitable and unpatriotic. Late Minister of Information and Communication, Professor Dora Akunyili, frowned on the continuous misrepresentation of the country's official name in place of a corrupt version, according to her, saying it is very offensive to call Nigeria Naija. We are making plans to write companies to stop using the word Naija. But that was the last we heard of that drive. Well, after a steady torrent of piercing taunts from a broad spectrum of Nigerians, she was compelled to drop the campaign. Now, the National Orientation Agency, NOA, Director General Dr. Garba Abari, has revived the anti-Naija campaign that was abandoned years ago, appealing to Nigerians to stop referring to Nigeria as Naija to keep its originality. Now, he told the news agency of Nigeria, NAN, that schools and parents should insist that Nigeria be called Nigeria, not Naija, that the more we use these misnomers referring to our country, the fallout of it is that a significant percentage of our younger ones will not even remember that Nigeria is the original name of our country. Now, this is what we will be talking about on today's edition of Talking and Chatting on this morning. Let's talk. And we have with me here very interesting and personality hold so much highly and with a lot of respect. He's my Oga in local parlance, I can say. Sidney Ufeli is the name, MD, speech master, Spik Rait Saundra, veteran journalist, and he joins us to discuss this contentious issue. Should Nigeria be called Naija?
No. Capital no. Unequivocal no. We all know that the name of the country, the flag, national anthem, and all the paraphernalia of a nation are usually sacrosanct. They're not things you toy with. I don't know a country that's known by alias or AKA. Where Nigeria, and if there's going to be any change, I think it has to go to the legislative houses to deliberate and see. So anyone who thinks it should be called a name other than Nigeria will have to go through the due process of law to legalize it. Having said that, I think it's just penchant of the average Nigerian, especially the youths, in the exuberance for jocularity. If it's not a joke, they don't want to be part of it. So anything you put forward has to be made into a joke to gain acceptability amongst them.
But an average Nigerian would say, what harm can this cause? I mean, what what's the big deal about, you know, this issue of don't call Nigeria Naija? It's been used in many promotional, you know, advertising, and a lot of companies have adopted it, and it really catches on with the youth. Don't you think?
Well, on the issue of catching on, I mean, you never go too far wrong to turn back and do the right thing and correct your mistakes. So if we've been wrong all along by keeping quiet on the issue, then it's about time we do the correct thing and get people to stop it forthwith. You see, let's look at it like this. It's unserious. If we want the world to take us seriously, we must take ourselves seriously as well. I have a slogan for it: lest the youths be misled, or we allow the youths to mislead us. I was somewhere, actually a radio station, when the former and late information minister announced something against it. And amongst them, they were saying things like, what they say were unprintable. Let's just leave it at that for now. And I was appalled because they do not understand the seriousness of what they were doing by changing the name of the country to Niger arbitrarily. It portrays us as, I'm looking for another word for it, just unserious. Because, I mean, we're Nigeria. If you want to change it, go to the legislative houses, put down your request, and let them deliberate on it. If you win, then they change it. It's too wrong. It's very appalling. And we don't want them to mislead us.
Okay.
Yes. I don't think the name has anything to do with being proud or not proud.
Okay.
It's the activities surrounding the people and the country called Nigeria. That's the problem, not the name.
Okay.
Now, I remember very well, a few years back, to say or call anybody or anything Niger was derogatory. Okay. When something goes terribly wrong, the way it wasn't planned, say, Niger. That was how it used to be those days. Okay. So I don't know when it started gaining this acceptability to the point where companies started calling their businesses Niger, whatever it is. Even I think there's a radio station now that goes by that name. So it's not acceptable. See, even countries that used to have an AKA, like I remember Ghana, Gold Coast, they dropped it. I don't think it's done anywhere in the world. I still say it's a penchant of Nigeria for jocularity. Play with everything. I'm serious. It's not acceptable.
How far-reaching could this act be to you? Because people want to know that in every action they say there is a consequence. What would be what are the consequences of us carrying on with this alias?
They're reducing our integrity. Simple. No matter how you want to look at it. Listen, it's just the same thing we're doing with Pidgin English. Why Pidgin? Did you go to school to come and start speaking Pidgin outside? I mean, you see, that same thing. Joke with it. Just play with it. Play with everything. That's what we are. That's what we're becoming. And these days, too, there's no gathering. You invite anyone to come and speak. You write a very nice treatise. After a while, you get an interjection of Pidgin to make it light. Make light of everything. That's just the idea. It doesn't add anything to our integrity, I mean, to elevate who we are as a people, as a nation, even a business organization. It's just you're unserious. It's still a joke, just jocular. That's all.
Does this indict our leaders as well in terms of?
Well, they should have done something about it before now.
Language allowing this to slip under their radar, because it seems as if, you know, if we take it, you know, the way you are taking it now, it's quite a serious issue. Yes,
it's an indictment on them, if you ask me, because in the first place, all the companies, organizations that go by that name registered somewhere. We have a body that registers companies, right? So how did they register them? Knowing full well that Niger is not the name of our country, but they were registered. They have to go back and change it. It's as simple as that. No matter the implication, no matter what loss they might incur in terms of, in fact, they should be penalized. They should be.
Your position is quite unpopular if you go online and
I
you find out a lot
don't
of
think so.
Nigerians
Listen, you see, we need to educate people. There's the Pareto principle. I like that principle very much. 80-20. That's right.
80-20.
Yes, of course. The vital few and the insignificant many. We lead them. They don't lead us.
Okay.
And our integrity will determine whether we're leading them in the right direction or not. If we sit back and let them lead us, then we'll be lost. They don't know what we know. They don't feel what we feel. They don't go where we go. So the leaders need to do something about it. That's why they're called leaders. If you put together all the people in the legislative houses, the executive, all the arms of government, put them all together, they're not hardly 20% of all of us. Well, they determine what happens to us. If they get it wrong, we're doomed. And that's what's happening. All over the world, all the activities I hear, some countries sings, America sings.
Yes, America sings.
Yes, why Niger sings? Because it has to be jocular. We're not serious. It's very unfortunate, I'm telling you, we're not serious. And the youth cannot tell us what to do. Gone are the days when you actually lead as a parent. Your children listen to you. You tell them what to do, they listened. But now they want to tell us what to do. And then some musician who's not well educated, even in the liberal sense, wants to tell us the language to use to communicate. The same thing is happening with this name of our country. Sorry. The fact that it's gaining popularity does not mean we should go on like that. As I said, it's never too late to make a U-turn and do the right thing.
Okay.
That U-turn now will be the challenge.
Okay, I want to ask a question because some person perhaps watching or listening might not agree, so because people need to see why, if I've held on to a certain opinion for a while and I'm supposed to change that, I want to know why, so is it possible for a country, for instance, to have an alias, that alias not replacing the name? So no one is saying that the word Niger is edging out or replacing the name Nigeria, which is the name of our country. But, for instance, and you may say it's not the same. For instance, the United States, we call it the US, the USA, or maybe the UK, the United Kingdom, we would say the UK.
It's not the same.
You may say it's not the same. What I'm asking is that, is it
not the
wrong?
same. Listen, even if anyone is going to lay claim to the appellation Niger, I think it should be Niger Republic, not Nigeria. People need to rethink. They can play with anything else, but not the name. It's like, okay, if you decide to put a horse on the flag of Nigeria because it looks more beautiful, then you think, yes, we should accept it.
But now you get people making statements like Niger for life. The term they feel it's
yes, they're joking.
They feel it's a patriotic term. It's a term
but it
identifying with Nigeria. Now
Nigeria for life.
Nigeria for life.
Pronounce it well. Nigeria for life.
For life.
That's right.
Interesting.
Yes, not Niger.
Okay,
you see,
so what do you think?
It belongs in the streets, and that's where it should be left. I'm telling you, it belongs in the street. Just leave it there, play with it. But when it comes to documents and official things and serious issues, matters, we're Nigeria, simple.
No, that's
just like that language I talked about too. Let's forget that one anyway. Leave it on the streets.
Okay, I think we have Jeffrey. Jeffrey is back from Benin. Hello, Jeffrey. Oops. Okay, we lost him.
That tells
okay,
us
call
what
us back, and the lines are open for your contributions. What do you think? Do you share these sentiments? Do you think it's okay, patriotic, to keep calling our country Nigeria as Naija or otherwise? What do you think? What do you feel? This is your time to express that feeling.
Now, when I went online, I saw the discussion on this very issue, Nigeria versus Nigeria, because the late Minister of Communication, Dora Akunyili,
that's right,
sparked this, reaction. Okay, and a lot of people flayed her for that, saying what she was saying totally unacceptable. I really found it very. Couldn't find anybody that was on the other side of the divide. Everyone was of the opinion that, look, this is a quixotic, let me put it that quixotic,
on seriousness.
yeah.
Okay.
I still say the majority of the people are wrong, and that's how we should see them. They need our help.
But how do they know they're wrong? Because right now we find
to them
out
it's all
that
fun.
in the high places we find out that it's really there's no deference to this. There's no.
No, because people, they're shirking the responsibility. It's irresponsible.
So how do we start? Where do we start from? Because
I'm sure some of them are listening to us now.
Yeah.
Okay.
They should know what to do.
Okay.
But take it up from where Dora Akunyili stopped.
Okay.
I tell you, listen, this was what the person said, actually. I was in the studio. It was on air. In fact, I wonder why the station was not closed down. He said she should go and look for what to do. If she has no job, she should go and know. Nigeria is the modern one. Nigeria is corruption. That's how she said it. It was very strong. I felt very bad about it. I had to go to the MD. I said, look, listen to what I heard on your station.
No, that's not acceptable.
Yes.
And,
Okay, so you're saying that there's a much deeper...
But of course, we need to start addressing some of these things now.
Issues. Okay. All right. So, so how do we do that? Well, we can't deny how much good a marketing strategy that word has become. But like you rightly said, if we are to do the right thing, especially in maintaining or redressing. Okay, Kennedy is back. Hello, Kennedy. You forgot to say something.
Good morning.
Yes, Kennedy, go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you well. Go ahead.
Okay, you're saying other stuff, like saying other thing and all that. Now, most of our companies, people today, companies that we have in Nigeria.
Hello, Kennedy, we can't hear you. It's a bit, I don't know what's happening to the line. It's a bit, we can't hear you so well. Please continue. Let me see if we can get you. Hello? Okay, so sorry, Kennedy. I think the lines got bad at some point. Yeah.
Okay, this is, we've gone very far. Can we still turn around at this stage? I think that's where he was going, because we have a lot of multinationals endorsing this, big companies. And
so what can we do? What can we do?
It's very unfortunate.
What can we do?
They just have to change. They have to drop it.
Okay, we have Daniel. Daniel from Benin.
Sorry. Yes.
Sorry. Hello, Daniel. Good morning. Oops, and Daniel is gone. Please continue.
Yes. It's very unfortunate that they went that way. That's why I said the legal department should have advised them when they were registering those names. And the corporate affairs in Abuja should have told them, are you using this as the name of the country? Sorry, you can't register that as the name of Nigeria. No, you can't. Get another, they should be creative in other directions. They should channel their creativity in other areas.
Which is very possible.
Of course.
Okay,
not the name of a country.
Yeah. Okay, so in wrapping up for now, I asked earlier, what must we do or what can we do? This, like what we're doing here now, that's one. Okay, a
the
campaign.
Fresh campaign by the department. They know what to do. Banners, radio announcements, TV shows, and so on.
Just like campaigns to stop the manhandling of the naira.
Of course, of course. They know what to do.
Let's quickly hear Daniel. Daniel is back. Hello, Daniel. Good morning. Thank you for calling. Go ahead. You need to reduce the volume on your TV set, please.
Seriously, I don't really think Nigeria is any of the bad names somehow. Everybody knows Nigeria. So if you are calling it Nigeria, it's as if the admiration of Nigeria. I don't really see anything negative about it. Even in this Nigeria that we have so many English words that have been translated or being broken down into some other languages. You know, so many like that you want to say, I'm going to Edo, I'm going to Benin. There are some other names they use like Edo Bala. So it's not, I really don't think it's anything negative. I don't think it's where it becomes negative is when they now start removing the Nigeria and using it as a major name. That's where we now see it as issues. Because come to think of it, Nigeria is just, it was a seller that brought it now, the real Nigeria, 080 Nigeria, 090 Nigeria. I think we should look into our politics system. I think that's where it's coming from. When we say, let's go down. Most of the, how many of the Senate members can recite national anthem? The national anthem, how many of them can? Most of them cannot. So
Okay.
those are things that we need to look into. And, see how we can bring these things to life. Not Nigeria and Nigeria. They are two different things. Well, maybe if I should, I think that's what I have to say.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Daniel. So that was Daniel's opinion.
You can tell that Daniel, even from the way he spoke, took everything as a joke. You could tell the jocular aspect. There's nothing serious about it. Well, listen. A group of Nigerians went to the popular Notting Hill Festival, right, in England. And they sang the national anthem, Nigerian national anthem, and started dancing. Arise, O compatriot.
That's weird. Very weird.
Listen, some of this is, I'm telling you, we need a change of orientation of our mind.
Mindset.
Yes, mindset. Listen, now, some musicians turn the national anthem into a song. Now, this is something that you play anywhere. You stop what you're doing and pay respect to your country. National flag, if there's one around you. If you're in uniform, you salute. So, these are some of the things we're talking about. Dancing to the, people were looking at them, it was strange.
A bit strange, yeah.
It's like an insult to your nation that you're singing the national anthem and dancing. In fact, no musician should play it and give it another slant. But they do that in Nigeria. And they're not being penalized.
Okay.
So these are areas that the information department or whoever is your communication, they should all put us together and do something about it.
Okay.
Well.
They just have to. There's no other way to go.
Okay.
We need to start getting things right in our country. We need to.
Well, what you've done is you've just highlighted a serious rot in the system because there is a lot to be done.
In Nigeria, the national anthem is playing, they're just going about their businesses. Some are walking. Why must you put into a song and then play it, airplay, anywhere, anytime?
Okay.
All right.
Okay, well, while that debate might continue for a while, I mean, the important things are important. And like you said, at the heart of it and at the root of it is the honor and the pride for our country, for all the things that our country represents, the flag, the national anthem, respect for our country, for our colors and all of that. So we mustn't take these things lightly. We mustn't play with them because it's a serious thing. So having said that, we must also begin to put everything in the right perspective.
For, that name. People have had to sacrifice a lot. A lot has been hinged on that name. So it's really something that we really have to have a rethink And the rebranding process starts from here right now.
Absolutely. So we had an interesting, and like I said, probably still a lot of people might not feel that way, but it's all about education, it's about awareness, and it's about a mindset, a change of a mindset.
So let's get you. You can, we can continue this discussion on social media. You can hit us on King's Chat at Henry Wise. You can also let me get your opinion on the issue. Should Nigeria remain Nigeria and not Niger, no alias? Okay, let me get your feelings on that.
Okay, so we had a very, very interesting and insightful discussion with Sidney Ufeli, who is the MD, speech master, Spik Rait Saundra, also a veteran journalist. Thank you very much. For coming today. And before we do let you go, we have a gift that we'd like to give to you. This is a book written by the author of a best-selling daily devotional, The Rhapsody of Realities. It's called Pastor Chris, Reverend Dr. Chris Oyakilome. It's called The Power of Your Mind. And this what we just discussed. This goes to the heart of it. A change of mindset, managing our minds properly, educating our minds to have a better quality of life. So on behalf of the morning show, and of course Love Plus, we'd like to present you with this book. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you, sir. Yes.